We struggle with time all the time. I mean, we wake up and before we know it, the sun's going down. We've gone our whole day wondering, where did time go? Have you ever complained and said to yourself, there's just not enough time in the day? Right, Bob? I mean, don't you feel like you just don't have enough time in your day to do anything? Of course. Because you just stand around and do nothing. Do you ever notice that people go about their days effortlessly? I mean, do we ever look at them and say, like, what time machine do they own? What are they doing that I'm not doing? Why are they not complaining about time? Well, maybe they know something that we don't know. In this video, I'm going to break down 3 easy tips on how to make the most out of the time that you have. We want to get things done, and we want to get things done right. Follow these tips, and I guarantee that you're going to go far. And that starts... Bob, tell him. Now.
Some fans they scream next, while others they make threats, while the devil's making bets stack. I'll be afraid to get myself wet, but I owe it to my family to scream out next. It's the IRX, some fans they scream next, while others they make threats, while the devil's making bets stack. I'll be afraid to get.
Hey yo, Bob, you see my hat, bro? Bob, man, give me that. You ain't even wearing it right, bro. Ain't nobody got time for that. Welcome back, y'all. If you're here for the very first time, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button down below and that little bell ding ding over on the side so that you know when I put out my next video. If you're here again, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I genuinely mean this. There is no channel without y'all. Here's a problem. We are fascinated with time. Actually, we're fixated on time. We want to be able to control, manipulate. We want to be able to erase or add. We are so caught up with time, but it is not of our control. You ever notice when fall comes in, we fall back and we get an extra hour of sleep? No, that doesn't mean we have 25 hours in the day. We spring forward and we lose an hour of sleep. But the hour just doesn't disappear. It doesn't just go somewhere. That doesn't mean we have 23 hours in a day. Throughout history, we've been fascinated with how we track time. Humans have gotten way more creative on how we actually track time. Prior to the current circumstances of the pandemic, we had a work week or a school week, a Monday through Friday routine that set us apart from the weekend. We knew that if we can just get through this chunk right here, then the weekend was going to be time to party. Bob parties all the time. I mean, look at him. This is his favorite dance. It's called the Iceman. But if we, as people, are all about time, then why is it that we often mishandle it? We misuse it. We want to get productive. We want to be successful. We want to accomplish great things. And the best way for us to do that is to manage our time. How do we manage our time? Why don't we take an opportunity and go figure that out right now? Believe it or not, a lot of people struggle with time management. So you're not alone. I myself struggled with time management. And at times, there's still moments of it. But you know what changed? When I started following these 3 tips. Once I followed these 3 tips, I found myself being a little bit more productive and on top of my game. So let's dive right into it. Number 1. Focus on one task at a time. We want to get multiple things done at the same time because we feel that it's going to be more productive. But unfortunately, it has an adverse effect. We end up doing a lot of little things, but never really completing all those things. We distract ourselves, and then before we know it, we're doing more things because we thought of something to do in between the 3 things we were juggling already. If you focus on that one task, it creates a positive domino effect. That means when you complete that one thing and complete it fully through, then it knocks down one task, which is going to knock down and motivate you to do the next task and then the next task. If your checklist exceeds 5 things, I venture to say that you set yourself up for failure. Number 2, act on the moment. I can't say this enough. We don't act on these moments. We have to move, or it's going to take a long time for us to actually get to where we need to get to. You have to act on the moment, the minute you step into the field in which you need to accomplish something. If you're stepping out on the sports field, the minute you step out on the field, it's time to move. The minute you step on the court, it's time to move. The minute you step in the octagon, it's time to move. The minute you step in your office, it's time to move. Regardless of where you're at, whether it's work, academics, or athletics. Regardless of what it is, you have to take the initial steps. Moving and acting is better than doing nothing. I mean, how many times have you stepped into whatever you're going to accomplish and started saying to yourself, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And you're so busy asking yourself, what are you going to do, that you just do nothing. Just do something. It goes a long way. Number 3, reward yourself for your accomplishments. So wait a minute. I reward myself after I do something? Yes. It's psychologically proven that if you reward yourself, you're going to repeat that action again. So reward yourself. Set yourself up a small reward for every small task that you have completed fully. Go into whatever you're going to do knowing that there is a reward waiting for you. It's going to make you push through that whole process. All right, you got your 3 tips? Let's go back to Bob. Now, I don't know if you guys captured this or not, but those 3 tips were an acronym for FAR. Focus, action, reward. FAR. Now, I told you that if you waited to the end of this video, that I would release just one more special tip. This should go without saying, but oftentimes you just need to say it and remind yourself that when you're accomplishing anything, you have to have a priority list. Things that you know are at the very top and the most importance. A priority list of mine. And I have to start my day off in prayer. Now, I know, right? Like, we struggle with that because prayer is one of the hardest things to be consistent with. But God is the author and creator of all time. He works in eternity. That means that we, human beings that are subject to time, we are a very finite individual. That's why in history, throughout history, we're always trying to track time. I would venture to say that a lot of the individuals who are trying to track time are trying to get ahead of the gods or the one God. We can't take time from him, nor can we give time back to him. We just have the time that we have now. We're finite. He's infinite. He's not subject to time, but we are. So at the very beginning of the day, I need to start my day off with prayer, to ask the author of time to help me manage my time better. People can do many things, but managing anything is a hard task. And why not go to the one person who has complete and utter control of time, namely God? Time is not ours, but it is very important because we function within it. So hopefully these tips will help you get a little bit farther. Pun intended. Focus, take action, reward yourself. But most importantly, prioritize your day by giving the author of all time the opportunity to help you become a greater you. This is your boy 210, and this was a moment. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe down below and go ahead and hit that little bell notification. All right, thank you guys for sticking around with me. Yo, Bob, say goodbye, bro. Why you gotta be like that, man? Like, they love you, bro.
Some fans, they scream next, while others, they make threats, while the devil's making bets stack. I'll be afraid to get myself wet, but I owe it to my family to scream out.
I am gonna break down 3 easy steps to do with our time what we need to be most productive. Cut. In this video, I'm gonna break cut and knees cut. Bob, you waste my time all the time, man. You just sitting there staring at the back of my neck, bro. Like, sometimes I can feel your presence and it just frustrates me because it's like, why aren't you doing anything? I gotta set all this stuff up and you just sit around staring at me. If you mad, you can go whenever you want to go. Just go, bro. Like I'm saying, if you don't want to be a part of the video, don't be a part of the video. But I ain't forcing you. Bob, sometimes you just so disrespectful. I just wanna put. Bro. What's up, bro? All right, man. You still friends, bro? Friends? Dad? Don't leave me hanging.